we have these drop-in things that goes fast today. We're live. It is the Kent Beck Scrum. Mahesh, Sigu, and Sam are here. Mondays is a special day where we do the local support kickoff. Before we do that, let's just go round and check in on how things are going. Then this is now general updates on any project or anything you're stuck on, or just a quick going around. Stand up if we would. I mean, I'm gonna sit down. But anyway, so I have main thing today is I've got the HTTPS working for the main Agile Ventures site. So if you go to agileventures.org, it should all be secured. So that was I was feeling back on all of the things that I took on for the I didn't complete any of the tickets that I'd taken on for the WSO sprint, website one sprint, but that I have now finished that one ticket, and my big objective this week is to kind of try to finish all the other tickets that I said I was going to do last week. So that does seem to be working. That is pleasing, step in the right direction. Other things going on. I've got the Agile Book Club podcast coming up in about 45 minutes. No other blog, I guess, apart from local support, where I've got great new pull requests coming in. We've got 2 older pull requests that I reviewed today, and we're kind of blocked on those. But let's talk about those more in the local support kickoff itself. Let's go to Sigu. Sigu, how are things going with you?
Okay, just as I said earlier on, I wasn't well. I had actually planned to do the project, the paper, the calculus project over the weekend, but I wasn't able to finish it up due to time. So the main blocker was my health, but I'll be doing it over this week. I'll be looking into it. It's a bit challenging looking at the objects. You have to use pry over and over again just to understand what's happening.
Sure.
Yeah, it's very involving, but it's okay. It's okay. You might try to restart your Hangout.
Yeah, so Mahesh is maybe not able to hear us very well. I guess one thing I can do. Yeah. I mean, so let me show. If I go to screen share, Mahesh, and I don't think you'll be able to hear me with the explanation, but there is this button here where you can adjust your bandwidth, and so by scrolling it down this way, you can reduce the bandwidth that's coming across, and it often improves the audio. Did you see me showing you the band limiter? So now I think I can hear audio. Is that from Mahesh's background?
That's from Mahesh.
Yeah. So can you see my screen, Mahesh? Like there's this little thing. It looks like. See here. It looks like a kind of cell phone antenna thing, but actually that's the adjust bandwidth usage. And then there's a slider here. You move that down until you get to. Then you can even go to audio only and use all of your bandwidth for audio.
I sometimes use audio only when my connection is low.
Yeah.
So you can try that.
Yeah. We'll just try and see, Mahesh. Like experiment. Until you can hear. Like if you can't hear, then that's you need to go lower.
Okay. Stella says she's not able to join. Okay. Let's just finish up.
Yes. Go on, Sigurd. Yes.
So I was talking about the paid projects that I was supposed to do. I've not been able to look at the local support, and I guess we'll talk more about that on the retro.
Yes, in the kickoff, absolutely. Yes, yeah. And it is. I think that paid project is quite a tricky one. Do feel free to reach out. Certainly, my attempt. If I was doing, I showed you that there's a Node.js library that apparently does it. If I was trying to do it quickly, I would be tempted to go in and just nick all of their code. I mean, not nick. I mean, learn from the Node.js code and do it.
Transfer it to Ruby.
Indeed, indeed. So there we go. Excellent. Thanks for the report, Sigurd. Let's go on to Mahesh. Mahesh, can you hear us okay now?
A little bit okay, but not clear.
But not clear. Right. What have you got the setting? What setting are you on for the HD for the bandwidth? Have you gone to audio only?
Yeah, I'm in the low now. I mean, like, I adjusted to the least.
Yeah. Well, I mean, why don't you bring
But
it
still
down to? Yeah. At the moment, you don't need to see us, so just put it onto audio only.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Okay, so now you're on audio only. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you okay.
Okay, yeah.
And
so,
we can also hear you clearly.
Yeah, we can hear you just fine. So, but Mahesh, thank you so much for coming to the first Scrum. The Scrums are just quick check-in, as you saw Sigu and myself doing on kind of any project, if we're stuck or what have you. How are things going with you, Mahesh? I guess we may have lost Mahesh. So we'll come back to Mahesh. Stella and Cess have joined us. Let's just check in with them. Cess, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you. Yeah, so I'm through with the breadcrumb thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's ready for merging now.
Great. Well, we can look at that together in the local support kickoff. Anything else blocking you at all? Any problems?
No, I'm good.
Excellent. That's great. Thank you, Cess. We'll go and check in with Stella. Stella, how are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, good. Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you too.
Yeah, and I think I saw your pull request. I think you got some questions about how to do some of the code climate issues. We can totally look at that in the kickoff. Any other issues or challenges for you at the moment?
Currently, no, but just wanted to inquire if we're still working on the index and the show pages.
Let's have a look. I guess let's have a look at that in context in the Scrum. I think we'll get screen share and get to the bottom of it. Yeah, great to see both you and Cess as well. We'll just check back in with Mahesh, who's been very active in the local support channel. Mahesh, can you hear us at the moment?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Did you have anything to report about what you've been working on or things that you're stuck on?
So as I discussed in the channel, I want to give a PR regarding binding pry.
Okay.
So can I do that?
Well, you could do. I guess for myself, I just use debug. You're more than welcome to does binding pry give us something that just using bybug doesn't provide?
Auto completion.
It provides other than auto completion, you can move to, you can go deep inside the code. Bybug doesn't allow that.
Does it not? Oh, okay. Well, put a PR in. I find myself able to go very deep into the code with bybug, but maybe that's something we can look at together in the kickoff now. Yeah, I'm always interested in learning new things. Maybe there's things in pry binding that will be even better for me. So I tell you what, let's have the kickoff and do that and go from there. So that's kind of our Scrum, which you mentioned a few different projects. But now let's move into the next phase, which is the local support Scrum. And I guess let's go over here. So in the local support kickoff, I guess one of the key things we're trying to do is work out the stuff that we're working on in the next phase of the project. We're doing kind of this is sort of new. We've been doing kind of like ad hoc stuff and sort of voting on tickets and so on asynchronously. We did that last week. That was successful. We got a few things voted on and a few things being worked on. Oh dear. Let me think what I'm just saying here. But so, and I guess other things being equal, we'd be trying to vote on more tickets. I'm kind of looking at it and seeing, maybe we do need to do some more voting, but I'm also looking at the pull requests that we have and seeing, I guess, like there's two pull requests that are they've been open for a while and they're kind of blocked. and so they're kind of important, I think, for us as a project to get the pull requests. You know, they need to be sorted out, because the longer that they stay open, the more trouble it kind of can be in the long run. And so I'll just tell you about these two. We've got this one from Zmago, which is about adding more volunteer opportunities. So in the main site, we've got our volunteers. Oops, sorry, let's go over to a different one. Let's go over to the live site. So we've got the volunteers currently we've got local ones, and we've got them pulled in from the Do It directory. So Zmago has done a thing that would pull in some more volunteer opportunities from another organization called Reach Skills. And he's done the work, and it's all passing locally. I've actually just been checking them. They're all green locally, but they're failing on the continuous integration. And I don't know if Mahesh was saying something there, maybe just background noise, but yeah, it's a frustration when that happens. There seems to be some kind of timing issue there where that's failing. I just reran the tests here, and just I think probably the highest priority for me, because he's got the oldest pull request and he's also a premium member, is to come in and try and work out what's wrong there. So any help with that, much appreciated. But Mahesh, were you trying to say something?
No, you go on.
All right, I guess that's background noise. Mahesh, if you've got background noise, you might want to mute yourself in the Hangout, just if you're not speaking, so that I'm not or we're not confused that you're trying to speak there. Anyway, that's, I think, having mentioned that, like, also a little heads up here for give me a second. Right. Well, and it looks like Travis is being, so we can't even look at the error messages there. We've also got Marowen is working on this quite complex feature about posting our volunteer opportunities to the Do It system, and you know, that I certainly need to give him feedback. But these are both quite complex things. Sigu, if you I would almost, I know you weren't able to work on it. If you, and for Mahesh, and it's Sigu and Mahesh, if you want to contribute, part of just like looking through these PRs is a great help. Almost at the moment, more than starting new things, helping us make sure that these two get merged in would be the biggest, I think, value to the project at the moment. But if you can't help, don't worry. Part of the problem with these two is I think they do need my input. So that's where I am with those two. Now, if we go through the, we'll just come back to the board. So on the current sprint here, the thing I committed to doing was sorting out this words for the homepage, and that's now being deployed. So now here it's in production. Cess, by the way, so you changed it, didn't you, from organizations to volunteers to be the homepage?
Yeah, I did.
And that's not, you did, and that's in production. It's there. Your work.
Wow.
Does it feel good? Yeah. So I made these other I just added in this text here and changed the text around with what the client wanted. That was a sort of separate thing, and then pushed it all live. So that's, you know, all the latest changes are up, and that's done. And so probably we'll do the client meeting next week. I'll get approval from the client next week and click the accept on that when the client, you know, just to double check that she's okay. It's kind of a formality. But yes, and then she'll also, we'll have the acceptance on the other things that have gone out there. So you can see in our current iteration there, this is the one that Zmago is working on. That's kind of stuck. I got to fix that. We've got Olena has said that she would work on this map thing. That's the kind of a speculative one. We'll see. There's the one that Marowen is on, and I think he needs input from me. And then we've got, yeah, so we've got this is the one that you're working on, Cess, and we'll have a look at that. That's the structured data markup breadcrumb. And Stella, which was the one, yeah. Now, so you started on this one, didn't you? You've got the PR in, so I'll click start for you there to make sure that that's in here. So I think whenever you do start work on something, you can come in and click start So it will move from the backlog of things to do into the current iteration. So I think there may also be a way to automate that anyway. So, and Sigu, you were saying you didn't have a chance to work on anything, is that right?
Yeah, I didn't have a chance to do what I was supposed to do.
And no worries, it's all volunteer based, and there's a great actually episode of the changelog, which I posted into the Agile Ventures, oh gosh, what is it? Random channel about the burden of open source, and it's all everybody calm, everybody relax, it's all good. I guess the key things to do, rather than necessarily voting on things, is just to make sure that Cess and Stella have their, these things are all set up. We'll just start with Cess's one, and so you pushed up some more code there. So yeah, I was just reviewing it earlier on, Cess, and so I think there's a, you like Stella, there's some of these code climate issues, and I wondered if we might all look at the code climate issues together and to help understand them. Does that sound good?
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, let's do that. One thing I'll also do before we get into that is there are some things related to doing the PRs that I kind of mentioned, which is good. Is at the moment, so you don't have a description in here, and that's okay in the first instance. But do you know how to change this so it has a description?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're happy with, because we can click the edit, and one of the key things I generally we have in our contributing doc is no, I'll find the right one. Yeah, is because we've got it's GitHub. Is I grab the link from there and then basically say here that this basically so that somebody who's looking at the PR, although in principle they can go from that number and they can search with that number to find the story.
Yeah,
I think it's a great plan to have the link in there, and then sometimes a description of the other stuff. But let's go on and look at the code climate issues. I also had a suggestion about for here we could hyperlink these elements there. I don't know, for some reason that happened there. I've got the so this is wait a sec. I switched branches. I did switch branch. Sorry. Let me get back out onto your branch. Sorry, I was on Mago's branch there. Where do I fall off the screen? Oh, here I am. There you go. Right. So here we are. That's your branch there. This is still running. That should now work. Please work. Oh, there we go. Yes. So yeah. So we've got the breadcrumb there. This by itself could be a hyperlink. So don't worry about that. That's not a big deal. We won't worry about the user interface. But let's look at find it. Where's it gone? Yeah, let's have a look at these code climate issues. And so Stella has some similar ones, and we get comments like, so the class has too many lines, or the method has too many lines, and then we also have this one which is like a branch condition size for show is too high, ABC metric. So these might not be very understandable, but maybe they do. Maybe you do them just for everybody's benefit. I will just kind of review the kind of thing. So there is a kind of rule of thumb that says that a class should not have more than 100 lines. So in this case, I think it's got up to 102, and that basically it's not a golden rule. It's not like everything stops working if it goes over that 100, but it's a rule that's saying that our class is getting a bit too complex, and we might want to break it up. Similarly for methods, there's kind of a rule of thumb that says it shouldn't be more than 5 lines. And so, it's 7 here. And so it's kind of like, oh, maybe the method should be broken up. And then this ABC, this assignment branch condition, is saying independently of how long the method is, it's got there's too much going on in terms of if statements. So, and that's sort of saying, oh, your method is too complex and it might need to be sorted out. So this is perfectly normal, nothing to be worried about. This is the kind of things that programmers try and stick to, but it doesn't. It's not the end of the world. But the question we might have is, we've got this feedback from the code climate. What can we do about it? Sometimes we need to ignore it. You know, so it's like it's just a robot, the machine, telling us what to do. And I think I've got here. So this is the class here, and I think with this one, it's more than 100. Why does it say 102? I mean, I'm seeing that as, I guess it's like it's counting the number of lines. It's ignoring the white space, I think is why that is. So it's counting like how many lines do we actually have code on. So with the long class here, I think it's kind of challenging to reduce. We've ended up with a lot of private methods that are broken up into these things. There's probably like a service object that we might need to extract there for that logic, but that's kind of a complicated refactoring, and I would kind of say, that's maybe not. We won't focus on that today. What I would say is more. I think what we can at least look at how we might be able to remove the problem of too many lines in this show method. And I guess here what I'm seeing is, so that I think we were on 5 lines, and Cess, I think you added these 2 lines. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the refactoring that I would think of here to bring this back down is, I might use, and it's maybe a bit tricky, I might do something like, let's see, we're working out organization there, or we're doing set organization. Oh, that's interesting. Hold on. So we've got, where's set organization? Set organization for nested root, friendly, fine parameters, organization ID. Okay, so we're finding this. Yeah, okay. No. So it looks to me, it's sort of, I'm sort of thinking to pull these 2 out into a separate method like this, that I might, let's call it, I don't know, just call it bookmarks, like so. And then we pop that in there. And what we might do...
Can you just call it breadcrumbs, just to match what it does?
Yes, sorry, that's a mistake on my part. Yeah, let's call it breadcrumbs. Much better, thank you. Thanks to the beauty of mod programming. I wonder if this will work. I'm just thinking that I might do it as an after action. This might not work. We'll see. And put that in there, breadcrumbs. Hold on a second. I've just got to take a call from my son. Hello? Right, sorry about that. My son's having a homework crisis. Give me just 2 minutes here. All right, sorry about that. Okay, here we go. Yes, so where we were is I was going to say, let's do an after action there and say, like that we only want to do that for show. Let's say like that. Yeah. So do people see what I've done there? Does that make sense? Now I'm not sure that it might not work. But
what does after action do?
So after action should cause that method to run after one of the individual actions is done. We can just, if we come in here and we click on volunteer ops there, yes. And I think it's, we'll have to go into an individual one, maybe. to see. I mean, it may not be working. I'm not sure, but yeah. So with the after action and before action. So you can see here we have this before action here, and what's that's doing is it's saying that we're going to run this method set organization, which will it jump to it for me? Yeah. So you see we've got set organization down there lower in the file, and it's saying only on the methods new and create. Can you please run set organization? So there's kind of, you can see how the before actions, what we're doing is we're kind of, this is a mechanism for that's special to Rails for drying out common setup operations and common, you know, the opposite of setup, tear down, I don't know, not quite the right word, but so we can kind of, it allows us to kind of split out different repeating operations over the different methods, if that makes sense. We could achieve the same effect just by doing the, actually in this case, probably doing the after action is overkill, really. More complex than we need. I can just do this. I was sort of trying to, I'm sort of being sneaky here in trying to make the actual method length get down to 5 lines.
But that might hide the total class count.
Anything that we're going to do here is going to increase the length of the class. So I'm kind of focusing on the low-hanging fruit of, you know, let's see if we can get this method down. And I just wanted to show you and draw your attention to this technique of, particularly if you've got, you know, we've previously worked on this class in order to reduce the, you know, amount of stuff here, like so. Yeah. Anyway, so that's the kind of thing that one can do, and it's usually, I think, easier to refactor individual methods than it is to refactor the whole class, particularly in this case. Like, I think if we wanted to get the whole class down under 100 lines, then you know, we're probably going to have to. We've got quite a. I mean, Michael and I, we refactored this before with a whole series of things. I don't know how clear it is what it's doing. There's like all different kinds of root manipulation, but maybe we need to pull this out into a separate service object and sort of get that logic. But that's quite a complex thing for people to take on. And so I would say to Stella and Cess, probably don't worry too much about the overall line length, the class length. Yeah, for the moment, you just ignore the these ones. But you could have a play around to see if you can get the method, the number of lines in the method reduced.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Cool. Good show. Okay. So if we go back to the pull requests, I guess I haven't had a chance actually to look through the details of Stella's code. You were asking about the thing. I'll try and do that soon. But yeah, have a go with knocking on the code climate things. You can also run. It's sort of annoying that you have to sort of do the pull request and then wait for code climate to tell you. There are ways to run the things locally. There's a gem called metric foo, which will also tell you about the original one, which is the metric foo. There we go. Yeah. Although it, you know, it's going to give you or Reek as well. There's different code climate. The different things will tell you different stuff. So in some ways, well, anyway, we'll maybe leave that there for the moment.
I'll try it out.
But please do ask in Slack, you know, about any of these things. We can help you with that. But yeah, I guess for the time being, Cess and Stella, you can carry on working on those. You don't need new tickets to work on yet, right? You're happy just trying to use those things.
Yeah.
And Mahesh is pointing out that Coconut uses Reek, and it does, Mahesh. But then I think the configuration, if you run Reek locally, doesn't necessarily give you exactly the same failure points as when you hit code climate, because it's configured in a particular way. It would certainly be good actually to get it set up so that we could all have the same, like if we exported our code climate like reconfiguration file and get that all set up nicely, that would be nice. But anyhow, now Sigu, what was the thing, if anything, that you were planning to work on?
Okay. Actually, right now, after all these, I'm planning to do a review of the pull requests.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, the other two pull requests for SES and Stella's pull request. I can't really give much because I going on there. So reviewing a pull request that you know what's going on, it's a bit hard.
Sure.
Yeah,
oh yeah.
It's a bit hard. So yeah. So I might leave that to you.
I think any input you can give on the pull requests, very much appreciated.
Yeah.
But don't worry, if you can't, that's no problem. I was just trying to remember, did we actually put your name on a ticket last week?
Yes.
And which one was that?
Resizing button.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Ah, okay, silly. Sorry, I just had it scrolled down and it was at the top. There we go. Yes. So, good show. But yeah, and you're on with that's no problem. So, I guess for me, I shouldn't take on any new tickets really until I've fixed those things. I guess we deal with those open PRs. So I guess that leaves us with Mahesh. Lovely to have you on the project. You were talking about pry binding being able to do something particular for us. I guess I was just going to show you, since I have it up, like the way, like for me, if I put bybug in here, I can then, if I reload, say for example this page, that one, I get in here, and I can now from bybug in here. Oh, it's good help. So I can now sort of, I can step into this. Like there's the render there, and so from there, like steps into block, I can do S, and that's step into. There's one more times. Oh, Michael's here. Hey, Michael.
Hello.
Where's the one for? I mean, I don't usually step into so much as I step through. I mean, I can get a pry session started there if I want. But so, I don't know, I guess, Mahesh, maybe on your bandwidth, you can't necessarily show us what the pry binding will do more than this. I mean, please do go ahead with the pull request, and maybe in the pull request description, you could show us the kind of thing that we can do that we can't do with bybug. Isn't it bybug?
I think also it won't hurt if we have both, so that whoever is comfortable with pry uses pry, whoever is comfortable with bybug uses bybug.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Because I'm more comfortable using pry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we can just have both. I don't think in the development and test environment.
If it doesn't create a conflict, then yeah. Indeed, interesting. Yeah, we got pry bybug as well. Yeah.
Yeah, so we can have pry bybug.
Sure. Yeah, I'm still interested. I mean, I want to learn, so I'm interested to see what else we can do with it. I'm suddenly surprised there that on bybug that I was expecting, like with S there, it was going to let me to step into. Oh, there we go. Yeah, no, it's interesting. It's there, but yeah. So with step here, I mean, I'm stepping down deeper into the Rails code.
It's going to the next line.
Well, it's not. See, it's not staying in the same method. If I did N, that would step me onto the next line, like just doing like N. But by using S, then I step into the Rails code. So you see here, it drops me down like there. So it's got to this organized. So basically, what happened there is I did step, but this if statement evaluated to false, so it just moved on to the next line. And then, so I hit S again, and that dropped me further down into the code. So you see, I'm in the bowels of active support here, inside this constant missing. It's on this line, it's looking up, I think, organization to find out what it is. And, now, and then I can, like, if I go next there, it'll come back up, and it'll come back up through the thing eventually, having found, I think, the right there, it brings me back up to here. So I can go up and down in the code. Yeah. But you were saying as well, Sigurd, there's like tab completion or something?
Yeah, I like Pry because it has tab completion.
Right. I guess that's what I just usually just drop into IRB from Bybug.
Okay.
And then come back like that. Anyway, but yeah, well, I think that's, yeah, but look forward to your pull request, Mahesh. Michael, we're just finishing up. How are things, any local support thoughts from you?
No.
That good show. I guess I'll just in summary then. So what we've looked at is some of the code climate issues and identified like the big things are really we've got these outstanding pull requests specifically from Zmago and Maru, and Zmago's one is sort of stuck on a failing that's only happening on CI. And it's passing locally, and I think and then Maru like needs input on this complex pull request that he's got, and we need to kind of like review if this should go ahead, and there's keys and stuff and so on. So that's my. I think I'm not going to take any more tickets. I'm going to focus on those. Michael, if you're interested in looking at either of those two pull requests, it's very much appreciated. Okay. So sorry that's a bit disorganized. I think both Sigurd and I have headaches, but Sigurd, you're sounding very on the ball for a person with a headache. I mean, you're more on the ball than me today. Is there anybody else? Are people okay moving forward? Mahesh, do you need any more help or support? I guess Mahesh is okay. Well, I'm tempted to wrap the meeting up there. Same time again next week, and next week as well on the Tuesday we'll have the meeting with the local support client, and good luck everybody during the week working on their things, and don't hesitate to reach out on Slack for any support that's needed. Yeah
Please, before you go,
go on.
Can I say something like on my ticket?
Mm-hmm.
Apart from the cloud issues,
Mm-hmm.
is there anything else that I need to improve on?
So that's Seth on the breadcrumbs. The thing that I was thinking when I was looking at your ticket locally is that I don't know if this is me. I think that maybe the you see there where it's got like this is the actual organization.
Yep.
That this could be the hyperlink to the page that it's on. Do you know what I mean?
But it's already on the same page.
Right, but that
takes you to the same
it
page.
takes you to the same page. That's right. But for example, if you want to share it with somebody, I don't know. Maybe I'm silly like that. I guess we could. It seems to me that kind of. It's funny not to have it clickable, even if it's the page that. But it's the same thing. Like if you're on the home page, right? You still can click it. There's kind of like a consistency of action, so that if you're on the home page, the home page button still takes you to the home page. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm getting you.
But I wonder, is the breadcrumbs the way it's set up? Is it designed? Is that sort of like a, what's the word? Is that the default? I mean, I think if we look at, for example, Amazon, and you're going through their like departments or whatever. I wonder if we can get into breadcrumbs. I don't know. Can we get into breadcrumbs on other stuff? Like, what have we got here? Yeah, I guess their thing. Oh no, right. So we go into their breadcrumbs. Yeah, their last one isn't clickable, and that one is. Okay. Well, then ignore me. I guess if Amazon is doing it that way, then we should probably follow their lead. So otherwise, that's fine. I guess the So then I think otherwise that should be fine, Seth. The Mahesh is showing something else. But either which way, I don't think you need to worry about that too much, Seth.
Okay.
Thank
you.
because we can always make changes to that. And you know, ultimately, the feedback from the client is the most important about what they think.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, great work getting this in. I guess I don't know, this is blocked because I got stuck on the my bug. Rid of that. Yeah, I guess I was just when we're on the organize. Can we go to the? Will it go to the organizations page without me? Yeah, there was. It seems a bit lonely over here, like this. But actually, maybe it's good. I don't know. Anyway, I've got to run. I've got this podcast coming up. Michael, give me 5 minutes just to kind of sort out a homework crisis that my son is having, and I'll set up the Skype call. Great to see you all, and yeah, anything else, please just reach out to me in Skype. I mean, not Skype, Slack.
Okay.
On
Thank
Slack.
you.
On Slack.
All right. Bye for now.
Okay, thanks, Sam. All right. Bye, guys.